Emmanuel Iyanyolen, said the suspension will give Uganda a chance to use the resources to enhance their coffee sector and focus on increasing production to 20 million bags by the year 2025-2030. Uganda has held talks with other African countries to develop strategies to boost production and domestic consumption of coffee in the continent. According to UCDA, the suspension will not affect coffee exports or trade in any way. On agriculture, Kenya Dairy Company, New KCC, has inked a deal with Azim Milk Company of Oman that would see Kenya milk exports increased by 100 million shillings every year. The deal is to supply lactose-free milk to Oman for an initial 5 years after the deal is sealed later on this year. According to Kenya Exports Promotion and Boarding Agency Board of Directors, Kenya must increase exports to United Arab Emirates to create a more favorable trading balance, as this will signal a bilateral trade imbalance between Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. President Uhuru Kenyatta recently directed the Kenyan officials to be at the forefront in facilitating trade to give the country a modified advantages as an investment destination of choice during his visit at the Dubai Expo. A massive leak from one of the world's biggest private banks, Credit Suisse, has exposed the hidden wealth of clients involved in torture, drug trafficking, money laundering, corruption, and other serious crimes. Details of the accounts leaked to 30,000 Credit Suisse clients all over the world are contained in the leak, which unmasks the beneficiaries of more than 80 billion euros, translating to over 10 trillion shillings held in one of Switzerland's best-known financial institutions. The leak points to widespread failures of due diligence by Credit Suisse, despite repeated pledges over decades to weed out dubious clients and illicit funds. Non-profit journalism group, the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, shared the data with more than 40 media organizations around the world. It includes bank accounts dating back decades. The majority were opened from 2000 onwards, although the bank's current operations are not included. In denying the allegations, Credit Suisse said that Switzerland's strict banking secrecy law prevented it from commenting on the claims relating to individual clients. The labels also stated that the claims were largely historical, in some instances dating back to the time when laws, practitioners, and expectations of financial institutions were very different from where they are currently. We're taking a short break, and when we return, we'll be talking to Kelvin Ngeno of MTech Service. Don't go away.
Managing your finances starts with questions. Where do I put my money? What opportunities are available for my money? What ratios should go into savings, spending, and leisure, if you may? Now, trying to answer all these questions can sometimes mean you have to understand concepts like savings, loans, forex, stock markets, and sometimes politics, and honestly, sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming. On Eye on the Money, we take you through intelligent investment and finance management decisions so that you keep track of every coin that comes out of your pocket.
There's so many reasons to love sport, but one thing stands out. Numbers.
Straight from the big leagues,
Which is the biggest team in the English Premier League?
it is the numbers that make them stand out. Even when the muscles define the game, the numbers add value to the stats. Every swing comes with the number.
On Sports Center, we go behind the game. On Sports Center, we go behind the game for the numbers. Metropol Sports Center, at this time, only on Metropol TV.
People ask me why business I am, and I normally tell them it's because of the numbers.
The deficit was 2.5 million, growing at 200,000 houses per year.
Is less than 1% of your turnover, then you pay 1% of your turnover.
To the GDP of the country, last week is 7.5%.
I mean, it has to be the numbers.
1.6, 1.7 trillion collection, I think it's a bit all of that.
40 to 50% of Kenyans are still using feature phones.
That only amounts to about 2.5% increase.
Numbers!
To around 3.4, which has further been reviewed downwards to around 1.9.
Which was to contribute to 24% of the GDP, now is expected to contribute about 18%.
Africa amazes me. Its technology and innovations, the people, their businesses, as a culture deeply rooted at the core of its hunger for growth. This is what I'm passionate about. Every Tuesday, it's technology on Business Center, and Thursdays, I hang out where the hustle happens. My name is Tabitha Muthoni, and this is Metropol TV, the home of wealth creators.
In journalism training, only 5 viewpoints matter.